Well, let's start from the third group.
Third group go first.
这位在苹果工作的，因为苹果应该比较了解。
太怎么放这边？
That's okay.
I'll be your human poster after.
Too much. Okay, so I try to make it short so you don't hang it for long. Let me hold it.
That's okay. Let me hold it. Yeah.
So, from my understanding, Apple is never famous for their innovation capability. For Apple, their core competence is quality of the product, and especially for the ID design, which is industrial design. Why does Apple care about industrial design? Because they care about user experience. They want you to use the same product even though other competitors still make it, but only when you use Apple, you feel the best.
Are you not speaking from Apple's or from yourself?
Yeah, I did both. That's my
He needs jobs now.
Okay, so you're from Apple.
Right. So this is first point. The first half of the first point, and the second half of the first point is that's what we think is Apple want to take advantage of the portable music player as just a platform to the starting point. So Steve Jobs may think in the future portable device is everything. So, for example, in the past we have to go home or use a desk to use a computer, or notebook. It's better you put it on your laptop on your lap, right? So it's better you sit down. But how about I want to use a computer while I'm walking? That's called portable. So I'm thinking maybe in the future we will create a computer, portable computer, and portable music player will be the starting point. The reason is because the technology is there. So Apple doesn't need to spend money, time, creating new technology. Just use other people's existing technology with much better quality, much better user experience. The point is to take over the market. When people use Apple, they feel proud. So they make everybody who may not want to use it start using it. Because you use it, I have to use it, so that make me feel we are one of the group together. So that's nothing to do with technology. So that's the point. So once Apple is successfully making its experience, make the portable music player to occupy the market, then they will start making the iPhone. iPhone pretty much is the iPod which can make phone call. So in the future, once it's successful and they can still using their ID and quality performance make people feel using iPhone is a fashion. So then later on, the next generation, the iPhone will be just a portable, very successful portable device experience. And most important thing is iPhone can start merging video game, digital camera together. So one device beat 3 market together. So that's the second point. And third point is portable music players can create much better experience not using the CD, which you cannot choose any song. So you can pick any song with a much less price. So that's a third product point. That's what we think so far. Thank you.
Jobs is thinking of the user experience.
Yes.
And that's the core competency of Apple has been offering.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And it's a strategic product view.
Very good. Like, okay, first group.
Okay, so for Jobs, I think at that time they already the most mainstream video playing method is the CD player. So the CD players, but the CD players can only store. If you buy one CD, you can only play like 10 songs per disc. So it's very inconvenient if you only like only 1 or 2 songs from each CD. You have to buy multiple CDs together, and then there are MP3 players at the same time. But the MP3 files, the music are most of them are illegal at that time. They are pirates, and the source is not stable, and the quality is not good. So Steve Jobs came out with an idea. He combines iPod, which they have very good fashion and industrial design, and the most user-friendly design. And then the software part is the iTunes. So that's how he does. He actually visited a lot of main music companies in the US, and he said, if I buy, I pay you a certain amount of money, and you put your singers' songs onto our iTunes platform, so that if he collects a big enough amount of famous singers in iTunes, then the users can select all their favorite songs by themselves as their wish. So this kind of user experience strengthen the willingness of the iPod buyers to consistently use iPods. And that is the difference between the old CD players and the MP3 players. So I think for the core competence, some of the core competence with Apple is that the first, he has a very strong industrial design and fashion design of the new look of the iPod. And the second part is Apple is a PC oriented hardware company, so he can build this kind of device very easily. And the third part is Apple is good at building its whole operation system and software to make this device very user-friendly. And the strategic thinking, I think the most important part is the iTunes here.
Okay, thank you. The problem of content and affordability and tie that into the Apple products. Okay.
Oh, good.
I think we're almost the same as what I said. So anyway, so I think we think, just from, if I were Steve Jobs, I think, our core competence is basically that time is, our OS is pretty good. The next computer, like we do a good OS, and also we have a good user interface. We know we are pretty good at design. Our industrial design is perfect. Everybody like to use our products, and also definitely our human interface. I think that time, whether it's Intel or Microsoft, anybody, it's designed by engineers. And then I think Steve, like you're always famous for artists. All the anybody on the street, when they pick up any of the device that come from Apple, they can just use it right away. They don't need to be like engineer, go through all the instructions, go to understand what they do and all that, and they can easily get that. So he figured, hey, if I can, I have the hardware, I have the software, I have the interface. I don't need to come up with more R&D money to create any video or any digital camera, because those are a lot more, capital intensive. But if I can just use what I have, and also, of course, one of the important things he got is kind of like the legal right for the music industry. He go to all the big artists and tell them, hey, if I can, have you guys, come to our platform, we'll pay you whatever our music people, like when they got the song, then they can get all those money. So I think that's he was able to solve this legal right, because all the other MP players that time, they kind of like download your music through all the illegal PNP sites and also all that. So that's they were able to solve that problem. So they use this to say, hey, if I can get this thing going, then I can get all the others. When I come up with my next product. So that's how he come up with the iPad. Yeah. So.
Thank you. Again, we put competency as the first incentive, and then come to think about the solve other problem along the way. Well, here let me share what the CDW. We spend a lot of time on this problem. Sorry. But then, very similarly, however, we would emphasize, if we look at what happened in parallel, you think about when the Walkman comes in and people embrace it, Is it because it's immediately beautiful, user-friendly, and so on? Or is it that things just drive people's desire to want it? And also, when the MP3 player first comes out, that was in the early 90s. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. And it did come up, and a lot of companies want to compete in that sector, but very soon it got capped. The revenue did not unveil the potential everybody think it has. And why is that? And remember, at the time, the internet is booming. Everybody who had a CD, first it used to be if they need to copy those songs, you need professional equipment to do so. But now, you don't. Everybody who started to look at the MP3, the first thing is, I have my CD. What are you going to do? Go into your computer. The computer is booming. Everybody has a computer, affordable. And then you start to put it into your computer, decode it, and then put it in your portable CD. And with the internet is available, what's going to happen? You go to your friends, right? Now the consequence is that put a lid on this potential of this market. That's where we think it's a bigger problem than the technology itself. The technology actually promoting or against the legality.
So what it seems to say is, in that time, the reason did not grow because the music company did not want them to grow because you're pirate.
If you think about it in the history of human society, how can you start from a niche and unveil that potential into a mainstream market when you are illegal? There's nothing can be done in that way. You will always stay at the niche. So that potential will never be unveiled. Jobs probably has seen something like this. And remember, I said that he actually started iTunes before he started iPod. For the video, for the MP2, decoding, all those things. Same reasons, piracy and music is just a smaller part of it, much easier to deal with. But then he come up with thinking about he has something can offer that can unveil this potential of the market. That the people are willing to do it and make the buyer are more affordable and tie it into his product. He has a platform. And the only thing he needs to do is go out to the content provider saying, hey, do it in this way. Make it a single song. It becomes more affordable for them. And I promise you, with this platform, you will make a profit. And actually, if you see some of the candy businesses, they used to put the candy in the box and sell it. And then later on, some of the candy businesses say, pick the candy you haven't put in the bag. You can pick the one you like. I don't box it for you. They change the business. Right. And this one is much bigger. They really make the people supporting it. Then the market starts to show up. Think about it. Without the people supporting it, where the new buyers are. Right. That's the key ingredient. What we can constantly try to say in the beginning of innovation is not about the technology or it is about where you see you can unveil the niche market to solve that issue. Right. And constantly we are, as a technologist, we constantly thinking, oh, it must be something is not yet quite convenient for them to use it. But it's make a hell lot of sense already when it first come out. So it did has quite of a small S-curve come out. It just didn't get to the promising one. Okay.
Actually, same when we discussed, think Steve should go with video game. Because he has Pixar, it's no more the animation, it's all the hardware, it's user interface. Why didn't go?
So David, there's no right answer, right?
Today
we know he's very successful.
Very good.
Yeah, but he's very successful. But one thing, I think the point is, the question is, are we able to see what the Sifu described, Steve Jobs here? Say, why did, and I'll give you an example, because I make a hard drive for Creative Lab. And I was surprised. Because one time we projected like 100
volume.
million,
Yeah.
but it was very low. And apparently he able to see this one, nobody can see it. Because music label, they don't want them to grow. Because whatever, if it is grow, they are able to keep dropping because it's all pirates. Right? So I think no, I mean there's no right answer. Maybe if Steve Jobs he can do anything, whatever he said, he can be successful. But I think it's the important thing is, my point is, even when I was working on this, I cannot see what he's seeing. Because I was surprised, what heck when they had, and everybody would think about, oh, because this one looks so nice, but it's not. Because suddenly people all can download. Because this guy was just, they don't allow them to go.
I think at that point, I think it was Creative Lab, right? Ask Seagate to do this prototypes.
Yeah, one
Which
is
is 5 gig. And Jobs is using what?
Yeah.
A much bigger hard drive. That's why the form factor actually is ugly. You guys all like to say he's good in fashion design and so on. But look at it. I mean, don't be blindsided by your own thoughts of what he was trying to do.
The other point he tried
If
to
you
make,
really look at it.
the first one was a hard drive. It was not even a flash, it was a hard drive, it's a big one.
Yeah.
Because it was Toshiba hard drive. It was very, very big one. So it's not.
It's a battery consumption and all
yeah,
this.
it was, if you look at this one, it was, God, Apple make that.
And you say user
It's
interface.
about
In the first gen, there was no user interface.
And also he took everything out of shell. Everything already there. Can I just, because I want to use this one to make one very important point, go back to our CR. Right? What that is a study, since we're talking about innovation, and that this case study actually can relate to our CR. The point is, innovation to individual like our CR, it's just, we all have strength, and we had not strength. How can we, like Steve Jobs, to define where it's our strength, which is not easy. Remember, you just go through a case study, everybody say, oh, because they have look very nice and that. But the Steve Jobs actually, the strength is he able to identify his own strength. And so what I learned is then utilize other people's strength. Okay, if you have this one, I take this, I take this, I take this, I take this. And then it created something very incredible. So the point is, our teaching is not just say, how you look at innovative product, but really how you reinvent yourself. And the reinvent self is important thing. Understand about what is our strength. What is our core competence? Right? And you can work together. And then from there, it's not enough. You gotta go to utilize. Take all this one. And then see where your value is. You can maximize your value. And I think that's the point. I want to make sure you connect to how it's trending.
So I perhaps come back to what Steve just mentioned about one thing. I didn't get a chance to emphasize in this one is we CDW we particularly promote a team culture, and that's also because we came from Taiwan. We know there are areas we can improve, and this is typically one of it. Yeah, and that's combined with what Steve says when we reinvented ourselves. Not just ourselves, think how we connect with others. And have a goal. The goal is to achieve something bigger together. What do you know TEAM stands for?
Together each.
Together everybody achieve more. And what that means, right? Think about what that means. That's the meaning of a team. And how do we get there? How do we reinvent it ourselves? Everybody has a role and a responsibility. First, do we understand that? Do we behave like that? Right. Those are the things later on in the follow-up sections will be highlighted. But I like to use this opportunity to bring it up is where I think as a Taiwanese background, that's definitely areas we can improve. Okay.
To see what you select the best 3 groups, then we give these 2 books to the group.
Apparently, the one will fit into our socks will be the first group.
Oh, is it the first group?
Yeah,
Actually,
because they prioritize.
Do they agree with what you say? I mean,
they prioritize exactly.
Oh, right, they prioritize.
They prioritize it. They describe that.